Hey, what's going on everyone? Supreme Kama here, and today I'll be going over these two units, the Lupus Rex and then the Kamara's Vidar. As for the Barbatos Lupus Rex, I'll actually be comparing them to the last two limited / Sokai Festival melee units, which is Transient Gundam and Double Saber Sword. So let's get started with the head. I do have the other two units that pull up at the Dengeki website. It's the wiki for the official game over here. So the head of the Lupus Rex is actually higher in melee stats compared to the Seven Sword and Transient Gundam. That's pretty good. So, and then for the EX skill, we have the Awakening skill over here. So this is one of those part. For alternation, this one is probably gonna be like a hot skip if you really do care about raising your speed or getting that 49% boost. You can easily attain that if you get the cutscene EX skill. So this is probably like last resort if you didn't pull the other part, if you do want to alternate something. I'll put this one on like a lower tier list. That's just my opinion. If you guys do like the head awakening, you guys can 6-star it and alternate it. And then for the ward tag, it's going to be pro tag and high mobility, which is really common nowadays, having a high mobility. So this is a plus. Let's go on to the chest now. I actually didn't pull the chest, so it was a little bit unfortunate. So let's go over and take a look at the stats for the other two, and let's see if okay, so Barbatos is still in the lead. I don't know if the Dengeki website is showing the 6-star more as well, but Lupus Rex is still winning in the melee stat department, so that's pretty good. But one sad thing about is the defense stat is only at like 900. So if you're gonna use that change gear, it's gonna be like you're not really getting that much of a boost of a 30% compared to the other two. We have Double O at a 4700 defense, and even higher Transient Gundam almost at 5000. So you know, this right here may or may not be the melee chest you want to be using. But let's look at the part tray over here. We have cooldown time up by 10% and melee power boost by 30%. I don't know if you want your cooldown time to be up by 10%, so this is kind of like okay. And the back part, you have EX skill power by 35%, so that's good. The first part is kind of like kind of bad. You really don't want, let's say, melee units to have your cooldown to be restricted like that. So you know, okay, moving on to the arm now, and let's take a look at the stat at max. I'm pretty sure the arm is winning as well. Let me go check. Yep. Looks like it is. Yeah, the arm is winning by a long shot compared to Double O, and then for the Transient Gundam just by a little bit. But I have no idea why they would have a lower defense compared to melee to shot over here. It would have been better if it was swapped, but nonetheless, this arm is pretty good. We're packing at 9600, and then we have not custom EX skill, just a regular EX skill. Look at that. This is pretty good spread over here. We have A plus Pierce and B plus power. This is the one you would want to alternate just for that EX skill over here. And also you're gonna rate 19% of your melee attack. That's good. More tag is gonna be pro tag and close combat, which is pretty good. Moving on to the leg part. Okay, let's see what we're packing here. I can clearly see that the leg part is losing to the other two melee unit over here. So let's just take a quick look over here. Yep. Melee stat is only looking at 2600 compared to the Transient at 3300 and 7 Sword at 36. So the leg over here is losing by a smidge. Again, melee defense and shot defense is like, why? It should have been swapped, then it would make things a little bit better. What is okay? Portrait, we have a shot damage raised by 20%. I don't see any shot oriented EXQ anywhere, so this is like why. But you do have EXQ power boost by 30%, and then when attacking physical EXQ power boost by 35%. That is easily attainable, be it this unit's own EXQ, or if you sub-slot this for like another one. So pretty good for this one. And then word tag is gonna be pro tag and high mobility. So this one, for the leg, I wouldn't say. Again, this one would be my top choice to alternate. I don't know why you want to raise your shot damage when this is clearly a melee build unit. But maybe if you sub-slot it for other costs. But the word tag is gonna cripple the parameter boost. So you know, this one is like no alternation for me. And then we're into the cutscene EXQ backpack over here. So let's check the stat. I think the stats for the backpack is clearly a winner over here. Let's see. Yep, the backpack is winning. So 4 out of 5 part is pretty good. Pretty good upgrade to any melee build user. But I didn't check the stat in comparison to the Red Dragon, Stray Red Dragon. That unit is amongst one of the fan favorite up there. I should actually do a comparison with that. But let's take a look at the custom EXQ. So it's gonna raise your speed. Raise your speed up your squad by 20% and raise your melee attack up your squad by 59. Wow, that is a big number right there. Pretty good. Word tag is gonna be pro tag and close combat. Pretty good over here. And then we're on to our one and only weapon over here, the super large maze. Yeah, it's pretty big. You see all those spikes. Let's check the stat for this one. So for the melee weapon, I'm only using one of the other two has a multiple, but I'll just be using one as a comparison. Let's see. Shot attack is slightly higher actually, and it packs a melee defense, which means if you want to change gear, you're gonna slap another 30% onto your melee stat. So pretty good. Good word tag as well, close combat and pro tag. And then ooh, look at that spread over there. A+ and B- power. Wow. And it's gonna raise your melee defense by 24. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good for me. So all the EXQ, I would recommend you guys do alternating them. I don't know if there's any other unit so far that does stat spread like these right here, like A and B. I'm pretty sure there are just a few, but this one is pretty good. So the EXQ probably gonna be my top choice to alternate. And let's go over now to the Kamara's Vidar. Actually did a summoning video on this one already, didn't get the head, so you know, fortunate. So this one I'm not gonna be compared to any other unit because this is not really like a nothing to really compare this one to. So let's start off with the stats. Pretty good shot attack over there, and then the melee. I think this one is a pretty good melee unit as well. So or a balanced unit. So having a high melee defense is good. Like if you gonna run this unit is like melee build. So let's see, we have another one of these awakening. Look, what would it be packing here? Okay, 20% up your speed, and then 49 to your melee, and then burning capacity increased by 50%. If you're doing like a hit and run mission battle circuit, this is your friend row over here. You can just outrun your big boss, and that's pretty good. And then word tag, we have a high firepower and heavy armor. Okay, so these two word tag is leaning toward a shot build machine with these two word tags. So you guys know me, we've had awakening. This is not my top choice, so you know, skip this one for me personally. onto the chest. What are we stacking here? The melee and shot attack is pretty, I would say, like on the same realm of stat over here. And then melee defense is pretty good, almost up to 5,000 is pretty good. And then part trait, we have with lance category equipped, melee power boost by 30%, and then we have a Fighter job buff EX effect by 30%. That's nice. That's pretty good. It's gonna extend your awakening part by a significant amount, so you can. That's good. That is pretty nice. So I think lance category weapon doesn't really pack the highest. At least for this one, doesn't pack the highest damage output. So if you find a pretty good lance category weapon, this might be good. This one I would hold off on alternating. If like you have to pick between these two suits, probably go with the Barbatos Spurs. But let's keep checking. And then we have the arm. Okay, the melee stat on this one is not bad actually. We're at 9,000. But if this was like a 5-star build mark, I think it would just be a little bit under. It'll be a mid to a upper 8,000. So this one is pretty good. Good melee defense, which is nice. And then part trait, we have a attack with physical melee. Attacking with when attacking with physical, okay. Melee power boosted by 30%. Okay, pretty easily attainable if you use EX. If you use any physical damage output for this unit. And then back part, EX boosted by 35%. Pretty generic over here, which is good. And then we have another high firepower and high heavy armor. Okay, pretty good arm nonetheless. And then we have the leg now. Our first EX, another EX go over here. Let's see the stat. Ooh, not too shabby for the melee stat over there. Not good. Not too bad of a melee defense as well. So okay, this leg is looking promising right here. Ooh, we're packing B Pierce and A minus. That's pretty solid. Solid option right here actually. And then we have a effect over here, so gonna lower your enemy shot attack by 29%. That's pretty good. Take that onto like a battle circuit, or if you take that onto like multi-mission, that's your golden right there. Pretty good. This one may be a good candidate for alternation. Pretty good. And then word tag is a high firepower and close combat. It's a pretty split, because high firepower does to melee and shot stat up, and then close combat is obviously for melee stat up. So pretty wide range. This one is looking like a balance type, like all rounder, you can say. And then onto the backpack over here, we're packing 3,000 melee stats, and then wow, really good defense. What are we doing over here? The drill lance casting EX skill, raise your melee, and then by 39%, shot by 29. Okay, so this one would benefit. If you run this on like a multi-mission, this would benefit your whole squad by a lot, because you're gonna have both of the melee and shot build in multi-mission. So this one would be pretty handy, I would say. The stats is that it's enough. Like it'll be sufficient. Okay, we have a word tag with close combat and high firepower again. So this one is leaning toward like a middle ground kind of unit. Ooh, look at this sword over here. We're breaking 10,000, and we have melee defense too. So 30% from the change gear onto the melee stat, pretty good. And then while high firepower EX skill boosted by 30%, easily activated. And then we have an Outfighter job EX skill boosted by 35%, pretty good. And then word tag, we're looking at high firepower and close combat. Not a bad sword to pick up for alternation, actually. Pretty good. And then let's take a look at drill lance over here. What are we? Ooh, what is that stat? Okay, take that back. I didn't actually look at the lance. I didn't know what stat we were packing. 11k. Okay. What tag are we doing? High firepower and heavy armor. I don't know why they do that. I mean, it makes sense with heavy armor, but it's probably gonna be hard to build a good war tag out of this unit, I would say. And then with P attribute, job gauge increased by 17%, not too shabby. And then with power attribute, melee power boosted by 35%. This is a pretty good lance to just alternate, to be honest. If you get 2 of these, you're looking at, I would say 13 to a 13 to 14k stats. So alternate this one. I highly recommend it if you want a really strong melee stat weapon over here. So that will be it for me for this review. Actually, we do have more alternation down here, but I can't get any of it yet because not only I don't have the parts, I don't have the alternation tools, because you need I can't get that because I don't have enough ticket from the crew. So you know, this is for another time for this alternation. But that'll be all. Just a kind of like a lengthy comparison between the Barbatos with the other 2 recently melee oriented units. So you know, with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one.